Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the ST2. It's the Tier 10 Soviet double-barreled heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of mines, and this one's under the command of Picklefish44. And the game has started. Now, we don't get many replays with the double-barrel tanks, which is surprising because you'd think that they were more popular. A lot of people seem to like them. Now, normally I hear a big boom every now and then when I'm playing the higher tier games, and obviously I know that somebody fired a double barrel shot at someone. The ST2 is the top tier double barrel. It's only a 122mm gun with 440 alpha from each shell, but of course you fire that together, it's 880 damage to the enemy. It's a lot of damage in one shot, as much as you get from the 155mm armed tanks. Well, he's letting his teammates move ahead here, and that might be the smart move because there's an IS-32 just ahead of them, and he can always side scrape off their wrecks if they get wiped out. And I don't think that Renegade rather likes being scraped off there. No, that's why he's pulled back a bit. Yeah, I think he's giving him a friendly nudge saying, don't scrape off me. Plus, of course, he is under threat from that Revolurise up there on the hill. Got to watch out for that. And the Centurion Action 10. Oh, took a round through the turret. Not good. And the Revolurise comes into view and he puts a round into him for 424. Yeah, he's decided that he's better off over here. Puts a round into the Centurion, but takes a round in the tracks. Yeah, these guys on the hill are being too much of a threat for him to go up to the gate, so to speak, over there. The reload time is actually quite long for the shells if you fire both of them, 22 seconds. And, well, okay, he's got 2 rounds ready to go now. The Renegades decided to come around the cliff and go the other side, or around the hill rather. It's the same sort of game, you know, whereby the enemy captures the hill straight off the north spawn. It seems very unfairly weighted. Maybe Wargaming need to adjust the spawn point slightly again. Put the north spawn slightly further back to enable the south spawn just to have a chance to reach the cap in time. All he can hit is the barrel on that Centurion or the Revolurise at the moment because he's not showing much. It's just not worth the shot. Doesn't seem to be gaining much of a threat from the Revolurise at the moment. I think he's busy elsewhere. The Emil 2's come to this spot to actually take pot shots at people. I have the feeling though at the moment Picklefish is wondering what he should do because there are 4 tanks down on the enemy. I think that all came really from the advantage the enemy got in seizing the hill. And, well, Picklefish has decided the best thing he can do is actually go around. And, oh, he just picked up a spotter badge for the spotting on the kill of that Emil 2. Our Death Star got him. Using the wreck of the LH MTV to provide some extra armour. Might be a smart move, actually, to carry a little bit of extra armour up the hill. There's no Arty in this game, so he's not worried about being hit from Nigel's spot. but it might actually work if he was to provide himself with a bit more protection on his lower plate by using the wreck as cover. Oh, that's better. The only problem is now he's not going to be able to get past that wreck, which is the Renegade, unfortunately, but he finishes off the Barask with one round. Can he squeeze that wreck round the corner? Maybe. Okay, he's loaded 2 shots. The enemy still has the hill, but they are now 5 tanks down on the enemy. 5 tanks down. The enemy's starting to come down the east side. So this is where the double barrel shots will come in really useful. He's actually loaded or reloaded heat. And he's only got 1 round in so far. And he fires it into the Type 4, but it doesn't penetrate. So now he's going to have to side scrape the rock. And the big worry is he going to get jumped on from above? Well, the Type 4 didn't penetrate his armor. And neither did he penetrate the Type 4. And he's now got an IS-3 on his way towards the cap. Gets around into him though for 479, which is a high roll. Bounces another one from the IS-2 and another one from the Type 4. Gets one in through the side of the IS-2, which is a standard roll. You can see that it's fairly well armoured, this this SD2. This angle, of course, it really helps. Neither of those 2 tanks can get him at this point. That's it. Go for the shoulder. No, didn't get it through. Bounces one, well, takes it in the tracks. And the IS-2 now is now 1 shot. So next time he pulls out, he can put him out of the game. There are only 2 tanks down from the enemy now, so they are clawing it back. And it's mostly the guys behind him, or rather on the K line, who are doing some of the work. Apart from Picklefish, who just killed the IS-2 He's blocked 4.2k, he's done 2.4k, and he's got 1.2k of assist. Ouch. That one did go through. It's the Death Star that's doing all the killing, actually. Here we go. Go for the shoulder. Go for the shoulder. Gets that one in for a high roll, but Type 4 gets one in on him too for 302. So it's a fair exchange. Type 4 goes down. Conway got him. He was side on to the Conway. And all thanks to Picklefish, who's now sort of like clinging to the edge here. Thankfully, there's only the Revelarice up on the hill, and he can't jump on him from that position. So it's no case of him being cliff dived. So there's only 3 left on the enemy team now. They've managed to beat themselves to death against the team members who are actually holding off. And unfortunately, we lost the Conway. But I think now the enemy's in rather a bit of a poor position. I think once we've got rid of that Revelarice, who's somewhere in the grounds of the castle and the hill. At least I wonder if he's still up here, because he might not be up here anymore. He might have decided to demount the hill, realizing, oh, there he is. He's actually to our left. Yeah, he has demounted now. Yeah, got 1 round in, and he actually Picklefish was saying teamwork on this, and the others agreed. I think somebody said no HP left as well, so they've probably been badly damaged. Yes, it's the T10 said no HP. And in fact, actually, he's only got 15% left. Now, Picklefish might have to face that Revelarice and the IS-3 together, because if he's still occupying that corner, and it's a pretty reasonable chance he will be, He's going to get hit by 2 tanks at once. Here we go. Is he going to get hit? There's the Revoluise. Oh, took 1 round from him in the track, but he didn't get hit by the IS-32. Yet, but the Jagdtiger's there instead. Both barrels? Oh, no, he didn't. But he does get hit by 2 tanks at once. One of the shells just didn't pen, though. And the IS-32 has just been wiped out by the T-10. So he may only have 15% of his health left, but he's still useful. And another shot into the Jagdtiger. Gonna need a few more of those though, because he is actually quite healthy. Gotta wonder what he was doing for most of the battle if he's got that much health. And at this stage in the game, he probably just wasn't taking part, just guarding the cap. Well, the Revoluise is just around the corner. Jagdtiger's pulled back, which means the Revoluise is now vulnerable. Oh, when he fired into the rock as he fired and pulled back. So he screwed it up and... Oh! He mucked up his first shot. But don't muck this up. Yep, got it. So he's now down to 307 hit points, and now that makes him vulnerable to the Jagdtiger, I'm afraid. Who's still alive, but has taken damage from the T-10. Now, if you can put 2 rounds into that Jagdtiger at the same time, double volley, or volley shot, that will be the end of the Jagdtiger's game. Well, he puts 1 in, waits for the round to go in, and that's the end of the game. Whew! That Jagdtiger wasn't playing it right, and for a good player, that's pretty surprising. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's the first class tanker for Picklefish 44 in the ST2. In fact, it's the first time he's had a first class tanker in this tank. He got a fire for effect, a fighter badge, shell proof, spotter, duelist, and a hand of God, because obviously he was taking damage from quite a few enemy tanks, but he still survived to win the game. And he also picked up a cool-headed for blocking at least 11 or 10 ricochets in the games, rather, surviving those ricochets, and he blocked a steel. He got a steel wall as well, received at least 11 hits and over 1,000 hit points of damage potential. Win 8 for the game was 4,107. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. Obviously, that went to the Death Star, who was doing very nicely. 5,477 hit points of damage. He was picking off the guys who were trying to assault the cap, who were being held up by Picklefish's ST2. The next high score on damage was Picklefish with 3,980, and after that it was the enemy Centurion with 3,792. The Jagdtiger did manage to get 3,098 towards the end of the game. When it came to kills, it was Picklefish with 4 kills, then came the Death Star with 3 and the Conway with 3. And when it came to base XP, yes, it's Picklefish again with 1,123, 995 for the T10, 886 for the Death Star. He fired 19 rounds, got 15 direct hits and 11 penetrations, damage of 3,980 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, all of it closer than 300 meters rather, I should say. Received 18 hits from the enemy, only 4 of which penetrated, 12 non-penetrations. Most of those came from the Type 4 and the IS-22. He also received 2 hits by way of splash damage as well. Block damage of 5,040 hit points, spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 1,367 hit points of spotting assist in that game. He earned 65,409 credits, got 70,000 for completing the mission and events, total 135,409, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 52,089 credits. He picked up 2 bonds for the awards, 1,684 XP, times 5 for the first victory, 843 for completing the mission and events, took away 9,265 experience points altogether. So yes, they were well down. At one point they were 5 tanks down on the enemy, but they clawed it all back thanks to Picklefish 44 and that Death Star, who literally basically just held the enemy in place before the cap and tore them to shreds until effectively the enemy's assault had been just completely wasted, and then they could go on the offensive and finish the game with a win. So well done to Picklefish 44 picking up a victory there. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.